just to reflect a bit about what we did in 2024, our OKRs are typically aligned with these three pillars here. One is research, one is training, the other communication, right? So 2024, we showcased the APAC Symposium, which was in Singapore. And thanks for those who did come. We actually, in the training session, we did 4 in-person trainings, right, in Japan, Thailand, Taiwan, and Singapore. And then we did a community-wide ETL project virtually. We took a data asset and converted it into OMP. Took a lot of effort, and it was quite amazing. From a communication perspective wise, we continue to do our quarterly newsletters, our community calls, and our scientific forums. However, we are always looking at ways to change things up, right? And how to better communicate with the community. If you go to the next slide, please. These are our 2025 goals, and where they actually align, we tried to make it where they align with the OHDSI global goals as well. So we are trying to finish up the study from a research perspective, trying to finish the study that we started last year with the GLP-1 that was committed to with the HSA, which is Singapore FDA. We are actually, as you guys are doing the Phenotype February, we have some of our APAC leads helping out with some of those studies. And then we are also trying to figure out how to do a few more studies led by the APAC team. In this case, because the symposium is actually going to be in China, we're trying to get the China team to lead some of these studies, right? And then we're trying to also strengthen our APAC presence in the OHDSI Evidence Network as well. From a training perspective, it got kicked off last year at the Singapore Symposium, where Morning actually was talking about, Professor Morning from Singapore was talking about formalizing a OHDSI curriculum in APAC. So we're going to continue to figure that out. And then we're trying to figure out either to do another ETL project or a vocabulary mapping global exercise community-wise, because those are the areas that folks are still a little behind. Right. And of course, we are going to try to support the OHDSI book, both on updating and also localizing, because it is currently in 2 different languages. And I believe there's plans to have a Japanese version soon as well. Right. From a communication perspective, OHDSI APAC, and we're looking at figuring out how to issue certificates of participation, because in APAC, that's something that's been asked for quite a bit. We've actually looked at whether or not the newsletters are beneficial to folks, so we're doing a review on those, and then how to better organize and structure our community call and scientific forum. Last slide, if you can move over, is I know it's probably been announced, but if you don't know about it, we are hosting the APAC Symposium in Shanghai this year, December 6th and 7th. So if you are looking at helping us out or wanting to attend, you now know the date and the location.
And now that you've got links here also for the APAC community calls and the scientific forums, and we'll of course post these slides out on the OHDSI websites for you to make sure you get all access to all of this information.